Okay, hi. I'm doing something kind of non-traditional, at least for me, in this episode. And I'm going to be sharing some life updates and things I've been up to. I think I've had this podcast going for long enough that this is kind of justified to share a little bit more of my life behind the scenes. Because I've been doing it a bit on Instagram, but I'm trying to be better about just like sharing across the board what's going on with me. So, here goes nothing. The first thing I have to share is kind of a silly thing, but it does tie into kinky bestie stuff I've shared. Um, I made a post on my Instagram a little bit ago about like manifesting using your bed. And what's so funny is that was a post that I actually I did a little bit of manifesting with that post. So as I was writing it, I was currently bed shopping because I knew I was ready to get a king size bed in my home and a bed frame and stuff because I've literally been sleeping on a bed on the floor for years. I've never owned my own bed frame. So it was just like a big, exciting life thing for me. And as I was writing that post, I was putting it in a post scheduler to be posted later. So I figured, oh, well, no, of course, by the time this post will have been made live, I'll already have bought my bed and it'll be on the way. So that's what I wrote in the post scheduler is that oh, this is how I'm, using this in my life. And as I speak, a big bed is on the way. And then I just kind of totally forgot about it. And I did some travel with family. So I was actually in Europe. So that's why I was posting, making some posts ahead of time so that I could just enjoy that vacation. And while I was in Europe, even though I had not been bed shopping for a while, it kind of took a back burner. I just kind of felt inspired to check the Costco website where I was looking at getting a mattress. And they had this crazy sale going on the bed I wanted and the bed frame that I wanted. So I was able to work out pretty quickly, and I was able to spend a lot less than I expected to, which was cool too. So I order the bed, and then I get on Instagram and see that the post had literally just gone out that I had a bed on the way, which is just so wild. Because I actually do have a brain that forgets. I know it totally sounds like, oh, I'm just saying that I scheduled the post, and then of course I knew the post was going to be made that day, so that's when I was ordering the bed. But I seriously freaking forgot, and so that was just a cool little thing. But yeah, I have a new bed now. It was kind of a life upgrade kind of thing because I've had a bed on the floor for a few years. That is wasn't super comfy, but it was it worked out. It got me through some life stuff, and I really needed that mattress whenever I had it, because it was an upgrade for me at the time. But now I'm just so proud of myself that I was able to get a very nice bed, king size bed, and a bed frame and all this kind of stuff. It definitely feels very it's an improvement. It's an up level, if you will. So I was so excited about the new bed, but also I was able to get it made for me. I'm trying to be better about just working in kind of my zone of genius, because I do a lot between my work and the kinky bestie stuff. I do a lot, so it's a lot to then also be running around my home learning how to build bed frames. And my partner helps in some ways too, which is so amazing, and I'm so grateful to him. But also he's not my Sherpa to be at my every whim doing everything that I don't want to do. So I've been trying to get better about hiring certain services out to people who have made businesses around them, and being able to employ them to help me instead, because that's seriously a win-win, because I get some help in a way that doesn't impact my life the same way. I'm able to share the wealth with someone who's an entrepreneur. So I always try to keep it local services and stuff. But so yeah, I got this bed frame actually installed for me. Two men entered my home and put a huge ass bed frame together for me. It was fucking awesome. So that just, yeah, I like have also never, paid for, you know, like white glove installation before. So that just felt like a big upgrade. And again, like with that deal with, Costco where I ordered from, like this is not an ad for Costco, but it was sweet because yeah, they were able to get the installation, and with the discount, so everything turned out to be like very affordable, which is fucking awesome. Um, but yeah, that was like a cool upgrade to like get this new bed going. To have that bed like be ordered the day that I had kind of like manifested a post about me having a bed on the way. And then this kind of brings me to like the next big update that I have to share is that, yeah, I started a new job, which my bed was supposed to be like a celebration of this job because, this job is like an increase in income and things like that. So I'm trying to get better about actually celebrating wins and like taking time to like give myself little treats and like emotionally like feel when things are getting better and celebrating that so that it can keep coming, saying thank you, universe, so that it knows that I'm like ready for the next thing too, when I'm really able to like experience the good and acknowledge it and celebrate it and all that good stuff. So, oh my gosh, I don't know which episode this was, but in one of my like very early episodes, I shared about this process where basically I had applied for a job through the company that I have worked for years. It was a really long interview process. It really required a pretty big investment from me, because it was a long interview process. So the stress of like waiting to get an answer, and then obviously like the time that I spent actually being interviewed. And this job interview also had like a project piece. So like I had to like give them like a piece of work, which I spent a lot of time on. I don't know exactly how many hours, but like let's just say more than 8. So like this is, a big investment of my time. And also like I do currently work for this company. So like everyone who works with me currently was like also rooting me on and like was so convinced I was going to get this job. So it was like a big shock to then I was actually, spoiler alert, I was rejected for the job. But they kind of like offered me something else instead, like a way to be on the team instead, which is so freaking cool. So it's almost like the job I went for, but just like a few days a week kind of thing, like part-time, so I could like kind of play into it and try it out, and still support like the other team in the company that I've been supporting. Oh my gosh, I'm trying so hard not to give away too many details because like, this is my personal life and I don't know what this company wants me to share, and also, part of my job still is being in public, so I definitely don't want, I know a lot of men are listening to the show, and I don't really know what that means, but I don't want anyone showing up at my work, so that's all I'm gonna share. But basically, yeah, this new job started, so the bed was like kind of like my celebration to myself, so really proud of myself for celebrating that. I'm loving this new job so far. It means I could spend more time at home with my lovely dog, and also just like, I love my home. I love being in my home so much. Like, as an interior designer, like I'm really, passionate around, I think the spaces that you're in kind of make you, and making those spaces really awesome can make your life a lot better. And so I just, I've put a lot into my home over the past year. So I'm really grateful that I get to enjoy it more. So that's really cool. So of course I set up like a lovely work from home space for that job too, which has been really awesome. Because I actually have had remote work from home jobs before, but like I didn't have a dedicated space for them. Like I would literally work at this job like from my bed, which is so bad for me. And also just kind of like, I lived in studio apartments, so I didn't have a ton of furniture. So like I would do most things from my bed. Like I would even eat meals there and stuff. And just, it's such a night and day difference to now have, a separate bedroom where I can close the door and that's just my cozy sleep space, and keeping it that way, which I've been really, really good about since getting my new bed. And the other thing I forgot to share with the bed is what's so fucking funny about it is I did not plan this, but okay, so I ordered my new bed to arrive on a certain date and be made for me and all that kind of stuff. And then basically every day for the 4 or 5 I don't know, for the few nights afterwards, even though I did not plan it, I was always sharing that bed with someone, which was so funny. Like I had a friend later on decide like, hey, I'm coming into town this date. Can I stay with you? So I said, yeah, no problem. I just got this big bed. So you've got a nice, like, you can try out this new bed with me. It's awesome. Got a place to stay there. And my partner stayed with me one night. So it was just so funny how, like, without planning, just having a bigger bed that I got with the intention of being able to share, like immediately just getting that bed, all of a sudden I'm not able to sleep alone. So it's kind of funny how that worked out. But also along the home improvements line, like, yeah, I've really been focusing on doing lots of lovely things to my home, and like always, ooh, sorry, I just had to stretch. So I've been also working on, because I've had this idea in my head for a while to have an offering where I could kind of bridge my interior design knowledge with my, like, you know, kinky existence, kinky, like wanting to help kinky people thing. So I've made a really cool offer. It's called Bagua for BDSM. And basically it's a way that like you can get me to help you with your home. So you can, you know, if you're interested, please go on my website. The links will all be in the show notes and stuff, so you can learn about it. But basically, we'll have video calls together where we'll chat all about your lifestyle, and your kinky goals and where your home is now and like where you want it to be. And I'll like infuse like, okay, my designer knowledge and my ADHD knowledge of how to make life really, really easy for you when you have ADHD, because that's a big way I've been improving my home too. Tap some feng shui knowledge in there too, and just like weave together a lovely plan for you to like get your home aligned with where you want your life to be, so that then your life can become that thing too. Whenever you're home and you're, you know, I think in getting your home ready for something, you get yourself ready for something too. So I'm so excited to be doing that. So I don't know what the eventual price of this is going to be, but like right now I'm starting it kind of low, honestly, for what it is. So if this sounds of interest to you, oh my gosh, please go to the website and book in. It's all going to be virtual. It's going to be really fun. And I would like to be able to do this physically in the future, because I just love I am really passionate about decluttering. I really love helping people do that, and also just like decluttering my own space. So I think it'd be really cool to almost like Marie Kondo style be able to like, you know, go into someone's house and just help them, like physically help them. I love doing that kind of stuff. So maybe it works out where, you know, I find someone local interested in this, or maybe someone not local who's willing to invest in traveling me to them and stuff like that, where we could do this. So, you know, if that's something you're interested in too, I think I have a little blurb about that on the page for the program. So yeah, shoot me a little message in there and we can talk about it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I've been really doing lots of improvements to my home. Some trips to IKEA, a lot of also rearranging like the furniture that I do have in ways that's more exciting. Kind of another funny post thing that happened was I made an Instagram post about how like a chaise lounge chair helped me kind of manifest a spot for my partner. And hilariously, again, I had auto scheduled that, and the day that it was scheduled to go out, I had just moved the chair that day to a different spot. So it's funny how things like that happen. But yeah, it's been exciting, like making my home a space that I'm like working from now. So I've got a really like designated work spot that is totally like dedicated to that type of thing. And I do some kinky bestie stuff there too, but like really mostly it's for my job, which is cool. I've really been working on also like reorganizing my entryway, and making it more, I guess like, oh God, I just kind of like accommodating my life a little bit more. Like now I've got like a designated drop zone for like all my keys and wallet and stuff to go, so that I can like easily switch purses like from day to day, because now I'm a person who has multiple purses, which is like a whole other up-level thing I've been enjoying, which is fun. Oh, and then the other life update thing is that, yeah, I totally redid my website. So when I first started Kinky Bestie, I kind of started with like literally the cheapest website builder I could possibly find. And yeah, it was really freaking cheap, which was really cool to, have this going with such a, I guess, like a low investment in case I changed my mind, because, I do have ADHD, so that sometimes happens. But now that I've, been committed myself to this business for a while, I up-leveled my website platform, which is much more expensive, but also, oh my gosh, I can actually do things now and like integrate all the things together. Because before I was just kind of piecing things together. Like, okay, I had the separate website piece, and then I had a totally separate host for like, my business email address. And then even my scheduler was different. So I had to like link it other ways. Like I couldn't directly integrate it. So now the fact that everything's together just feels so right. And so exciting. And yeah, I'm really, excited for people to start finding this website and finding my work, because I've also been working to like SEO optimize it a little bit, because I'm like by no means an expert, but I didn't really pay attention at all to that before. So I'm just working on getting that together a bit. And of course, I'm an ADHD super perfectionist. So yes, I wish this website were totally different already, but I am proud of myself for just getting something out there. Because that is the hardest step, right? So things might change in the next like weeks or months, or I'm sure that they will change. But right now, I'm just excited to have this new website out. So please go check it out and share it with people. I know a lot of my listeners to the podcast, especially, are male, and I know that not all of them are submissive. So if you are like a dominant, or if you have submissives in your life, also consider sharing it with your submissives in your life, and also consider gifting them some of my programs. I have, quite a few different offers and ways that I can help people. So if the services I offer or the information I offer isn't directly relevant to you, like, why not gift this to someone that it would be relevant to? I think that's such a beautiful thing. It's also just like a way to support me. So if you like the work that I'm doing, but it's not relevant to you, you can totally gift my work to someone else. You can share it with people that it'd be relevant to. And also you can just buy a program to support me, even if you don't want to use it. That's cool. So yeah, I think those are the biggest life things. I've got a new bed. I traveled a little bit, as you heard in a couple episodes ago. New job started. My home's up leveling. Got that new offer going, and my website's totally different. So yeah, check out my new website. I love your feedback and your support as always. So thanks for also just hanging in there while I did a totally kind of unkink related episode. This was really fun. And I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.
Hello, welcome to Calls with Your Kinky Bestie. I'm Emma. I am a submissive and mentor for fellow kinksters. This podcast is all about insights into kinky life and dating, sharing my personal experience and stories, and help share mindset shifts too to get you into a confident space, more confident than you are now. So get ready. It all starts now. Thank you so much for joining me this episode. You can follow the podcast on the platform where you're listening to get updates with new episodes. You can follow me on social media at Kinky Bestie. I'm on Instagram. You can also check the show notes for any links or resources that I talked about in this episode, or just more ways to connect with me. And please share this with your kinky friends who could benefit from this type of content. There is also an option for each podcast episode to engage with Q&As or polls. So I'd love to hear from you and create future episodes around what you want to chime in with. So please check those out in the show notes too. And I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.